Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, strap me down and cover me in gravy. Alright, let's go. I'll tell you what, I am bloody starving. All I had today has been a sausage sandwich and a cup of coffee, that's it. So I'm going to go home and shove a massive pizza down my greasy fat neck. Because I have no self-control. And it's a day out of date. I'm going to go home and eat a day out of date pizza. That is good living right there. Alright. So yeah, I haven't this sort of style of video, this kind of vlogging type thing isn't really something I do a lot, but I do enjoy it. I think I've done it once or twice before, once during the end of the last lockdown or during the lockdown, I can't remember, but it's actually quite sort of therapeutic, and I just thought I'd do one today, just to see how you guys are doing. I hope you're all doing very well, and I hope, well, I'm sure some of you are back to work. I mean, I've been back to work since the end of the first lockdown, which seems, I mean, it must have been sort of this time last year, the end of the first lockdown, and it seems so long ago. It seems so long ago, and I've been back to work since then. So yeah, so I have to tell you a story about something that happened to me a few months ago, 2 months ago I think it was now. Basically, I was aware that my road tax was due, so I checked the DVLA website, and sure enough it was due, but they didn't send me a reminder, and I thought, I know what's happened here. They've sent it to my old address. I presumed they sent it to my old address, and I phoned up the lady that bought my old flat, and sure enough she said, yeah, you got a letter here from the DVLA, you know, the sort of brown envelope, but also you have like about 20 other letters. And I was thinking, that's probably just bloody like, what's it called, advertising guff and just bloody menus and all that sort of rubbish that you get. So I said, okay, no worries, I'll come over and pick it up. So I went down there, and sure enough the DVLA tax reminder was there, but there was also 21 letters from Westminster Council, very formal looking letters, and I thought, oh shit, what is this? So I opened the first one up, and it was a fine for going down a bus and cycle only lane on the weekend at a certain sort of time, and the fine was £195. And I opened up the second one, and it was a fine of £195, and the third one was a fine of 109, and so on and so forth. And every single letter, 21 fines of £195 each, with a grand total of £4,000. I was being fined £4,000 for going down an empty road on a Sunday and Saturday morning to work, when there's not even buses or cycles on it, and I couldn't see the sign because the sign was tiny and it was halfway up a bloody lamppost. And yeah, so I mean, the sign was there, so it's my fault. I should have looked a bit harder, but the fact of the matter is, these fines were sent to my old address, so I didn't know they existed. If I had one of the fines, I would have paid it off and gone, oh right, I better not go down there anymore, because I'll get a fine. So I was just absolutely bricking it. I thought, I haven't got £4,000 to give away. I can't do that. So I phoned up the fines department, whatever you want to call it, and luckily I got through to the nicest guy, the most helpful, considerate, understanding person I could have got. And I explained the situation, and I said, you know, these fines haven't come to my house. Look at the size of that building. Oh, there's a balloon. These fines haven't come to my house. And he said, okay, this happens. Can you just send us proof that you haven't lived at this address for the last 2 years? And also, you know, like a solicitor's sale of old house type thing, like a legal document. I said, absolutely. So I did it there and then. I said, okay, mate, I'm going to do it right now. I'll send it to you within the hour. And I scrambled through my paperwork. I sent him a photo of my license. And that night I was just thinking, this is, you know, I can't believe this. I cannot believe it. So the next day I got an email through from the guy I was dealing with, and basically he said, okay, you don't have to pay 21 fines of £195 each. You only have to pay 3 fines of £60 each, which is what the fines were initially. But of course, if you leave it for too long, it doubles, because they want you to pay straight away. The relief, I cannot tell you the relief. I was like, mate, I will gladly pay 3 fines of £60 right now. And I was so thankful, and I was so grateful that he did what he did. He could have said, you know what, it's not our problem. Well, he wouldn't have said that, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so that happened. I couldn't believe it. It was just, so now I'm and also, not only that, due to the COVID pandemic, and there's all these restrictions with what roads you can or cannot go down, I went down a what was then a bus lane, what was before a normal road in Lewisham, just going towards my mum on a Sunday after work. And yeah, basically I went down what was a bus lane. They sent their letter to my old address as well, but because I left it so long, I had a sort of threatening bailiff's letter saying, look, if you don't pay up within such and such a time, we're going to go to your house and take some of your belongings with the value of whatever the fine is. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's like just a shitstorm of crappiness. So it was all sorted in the end. Basically, they didn't, the Lewisham one didn't go ahead. I said, look, I've got a letter here, I really need to sort this out now. And they said, really sort of nonchalant kind of, oh, no, don't worry about it, kind of matter of fact. I said, why? And basically what happened was, I looked it up in the local news. So many people had complained to Lewisham Council about this sneaky sort of fine system they've got on this particular road, that they said, okay, fair enough, it was a bit naughty of us, we'll remove all the fines. And that was it. I didn't get any sort of no apologies for this sort of threatening bailiffs. I've never had a bailiff's letter in my life. So yeah, the whole thing was cancelled and it was all fine. But yeah, I was absolutely bricking it. I really was. I'm not very good with that sort of thing. Any sort of legal, you know, thing like that, I don't like. So now I'm really sort of paranoid about what roads I go down, and you know, sticking to, I mean, I stick to speed limits anyway, but now I'm just super paranoid about it. So yeah, that happened. So I'm glad that's over. What relief. Fuck off, mate. The lights have just turned green. Give us a chance. Jesus Christ, that's quite nice. Scooters everywhere. Electric scooters and Uber drivers. So the other day, oh my God, I just felt so rough. I had, there's only a few of us at work at the moment because of the COVID thing, and I was hungry, so I went onto the Just Eat app and I ordered some burgers. But I ordered some burgers for everyone, you know, like the 99p cheeseburgers. I thought I'd treat, you know, my work colleagues to a little snack. And unfortunately, what I didn't realise was one of them doesn't eat beef, and the other one I couldn't get a hold of, and the third one, he was out delivering. So I was like, oh jeez. So I basically had what McDonald's call a big tasty, which is a massive burger. I had a quarter pounder with cheese, and then I had another 2 cheeseburgers. Oh my god, I felt like it was sticking to the inside of my ribs. You disgusting fat bastard. I felt rough. I mean, it was great at the time, don't get me wrong, it felt lovely, but oh god, I did not pay for it that night. And I didn't eat anything for that night or the morning after. I just felt totally bunged up and just like whoa. Yeah, I thoroughly recommend not eating 4 burgers in a row. Oh, and I had chips as well. I'm strictly a 2 burger kind of guy. 4 is pushing it. But I must admit, they were bloody tasty at the time. And I hate that thing you get when you put on your helmet and you're walking towards the bike and all you can hear is your laboured breathing. I thought, oh my god, sounds like I've got bloody asthma. So I managed to finally get the insulation done in the garage. It's all done now. The only thing I haven't done is do the vapor barrier, which is the sort of waterproof barrier that you put underneath. Oh, thanks mate, yeah, just pull out. What a dickhead. Yes, I haven't got around to doing that yet, but I have read that the actual insulation itself, the foil, is a sort of non-permeable barrier, so there's not much of a need. Fuck me. Yeah, so there's not much of a need to do it, but I shall get around to doing it. But at the moment, I did actually take one of the panels off at the first panel I did, and just see that geezer, fucking, oh fucking hell, unbelievable. Yeah, it's getting it. Yeah. Well, you hang back a little bit. Yeah. You live to a ripe old age. Yeah. Oh, here we go. This guy he's a really nice bloke. He I don't know who he is, I don't know what his name is, but yeah, I meet him on the ride home sometimes, you have a little chat. But yes, I'm going to get the installation done. So yeah, all the installation is up, and I have to say the difference in like the sort of the temperature as you go in from a cold outside to the inside, it really does keep the heat. It's fantastic. It really makes a massive difference, and it's only the 25mm thick boards, the insulation boards, so despite that it is really good. The garage is a lot more cosy because of it. So I just wanted to do an update on, remember when my clocks got stolen and I got in touch with a guy that makes security brackets? Well, that still hasn't happened yet, and I thought he would have done by now. I thought he would have got in touch with me because it's, you know, it's effectively, it's business for him, and it's a bit of free advertising if I put it on the YouTube channel. But he hasn't got in touch with me for whatever reason. He might be too busy. I'm sure he is. Theft is big business, unfortunately. Right, I can go in the bus lane. Woo! So yeah, we'll see. And it's one of those things. It's happened, I think, twice before where I've mentioned something and got all excited about it, and it hasn't come to fruition. The first one being, I don't know if you remember the Sweden trip that we was planning to do. To hire some bikes over there and just ride around Sweden, which I would have loved doing, but in the end I couldn't do it because I just had a kid, when we was planning to go, and my wife's company wouldn't allow her to take any more time off from the, I can't remember how many months off you get from maternity. I think it's 6 months. I'm not too sure, I can't remember, but basically they said, look, you've had enough time, you can't do it, and so I couldn't go. But the guys that did go had a really great time. I'm glad they went, and they didn't do it on bikes in the end. They just hired a Jeep or whatever it was, a car, and did it that way, and they had a great time, and I was bloody jealous. But there you go, sometimes life gets in the way of these things. And yes, and another example is the bracket. But hopefully that will happen, because it will benefit Explorer riders. One thing I've noticed a lot more of is these Uber moped riders. Oh my god, I guess everyone is effectively still at home to a degree, and so they're ordering food in. But they're bloody everywhere. Uber drivers, Just Eat drivers on their mopeds. And it was at this exact traffic light yesterday that there was one guy sort of he was sort of tailing me and sticking close to me, but every time he got to a red light he would leave before the red even changed to amber. He was basically looking at the other traffic lights over the road there, waiting for them to go red, and then he would go. And I was like, you have got to be, I mean, how badly does this person need this bloody pizza, whatever it is they're getting? So I pulled up to him at the next set of traffic lights, and I'm not the sort of person that tells people how to ride. That's not my thing. What I didn't want this kid, he was a kid, he looked about 18. What I didn't want was for him to get a bloody to get a fine or points on his whatever it is, his license or his provisional license or whatever. I was just trying to help the guy out. I said, look, if you keep running red lights, your luck is going to run out. Fucking hell. Your luck is going to run out, and you're either going to get a fine, or somebody else is going to run a red light on the other side, and the both of you are going to meet in the middle, and guess who's going to come off worse in that situation? So I said that to him, because I don't want to see people get hurt on mopeds or whatever like that. So, but sure enough, he rode off and just sort of shook his head and shrugged his shoulders. Okay, you know, I did my bit, I tried to help, but you can only say so much. Fuck me, man. Fucking hell. Dingleberries, dingleberries. I do like the look of those drift cameras, the way they kind of sit flush against your helmet. The GoPro definitely has that sort of Teletubbies vibe about it, like something sticking out the side of your head. But the picture quality is amazing, I hope. Yeah, that guy that I was chatting to earlier, I think he's got a 1200 Bandit. He's I said to him the other day, like we was riding along together and we pulled up at this traffic light, and I said to him, I said, that bike bloody shifts. You know, it really does go some. I said, I could never keep up with you. And he looked at my bike, you know, being on a 1200, it's a big bike, and I said, I'm sure the bike can keep up with you, but it's me, it's the rider. I just don't have the aggression in me to do that sort of, you know, intense filtering, kind of going through the smallest gap and just hustle. I don't know, for me, if I overtake one car, then I'm winning. Like, for example, here, he would go through the middle and go to the front, like a lot of riders do, and I understand that. You're on a bike, why wouldn't you? But for me, I'm just kind of, I'm a bit more laid back. So yesterday I uploaded a video about this new bag. I've got this Krieger Trail 18. I've been using it every day to get into work, and it's really nice. So if you want to get more info on that, check out the video. It will be the one before this. If you're in the market for a new bag, I would definitely check Krieger out. They're pretty much the only other company that, well, they're pretty much the only company that make biker specific rucksacks. I think there's another one called Enduro Stan, which are definitely not as well known as Krieger, but Krieger are pretty much the masters of motorcycle backpacks, and this one is the absolute dog's danglies. So yeah, I might do this kind of vlog type thing as a, I might do a once a week trip home from work or trip into work if I fancy having a chat. It's actually really, it's quite therapeutic, and it makes the journey go a little bit quicker. It's quite nice. Yes. I bought some new gloves today. I bought some Klim, K-L-I-M. They're the people that also make the very expensive jackets. I think they're just one below Rucker in terms of price, and you know, they're sort of adventure jackets. But yeah, they do some really nice gloves, and I fancied a new set of a new pair of summer gloves. I wear summer gloves, I would say 80% of the year, because I just love the feel. They're obviously armoured and everything on the knuckles, and they've got leather palms and all that sort of stuff, but you can feel the bike a lot more through the handlebars. So I'll stick up a picture now, and I just wanted something a bit different than black. I've always got black jacket, black bloody trousers, black shoes. So I'm going to go for a snazzy colour. Well, snazzy-ish. Oh God, I just rode over a fox. I felt his innards squish against my wheels. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Bus smashes into Volkswagen. Yeah, don't indicate, mate. Don't indicate. It's fine. I'm a mind reader. It's alright. What's the name of that guy that used to bend the spoons? Do you remember him? He was good mates with Michael Jackson. And they used to do it. They did a thing in the Sun newspaper where the whole nation had to concentrate on a spoon to try and make it bend. Everyone was like, nah mate, it didn't work. It didn't work. Oh really? What was his name? Uri Geller. Uri bloody Geller. Who remembers him? I wonder if he's still alive. Oh, and another thing which I got really excited about, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, is the place where I got my steering head bearings done. I got those replaced just prior to the MOT, and well, which I've got to tell you about as well actually in a second. But yeah, when I took the bike out, the guy noticed the Billy Four-Rock sticker on the side of the bike, and he said, "Is that you? Is it? Do you do YouTube videos?" I said, "Yeah," and I explained to him the different sort of like gear reviews and a few bike reviews here and there. And I said to him, you know, you've got a massive stock of second-hand bikes. Some of them are quite new, like in terms of their year. You know, if you want me to do a couple of like video reviews, and you know the channel's getting bigger all the time, it'll be free advert for you, and I'll get to ride around on a bike for an hour or so. And they seemed quite keen on the idea, and again, nothing happened. There was no. I even sent an email to the owner saying, you know, shall we do this? It'd be quite an exciting thing to do, for me at least, you know. Like I said, they get a free advert out of it, and I would drop their name, and they're a really bloody good place. When I dropped the bike off to get the steering head bearings done, he also checked if there was any play in the front wheel or rear wheel. So he, you know, they could have said, yeah, you need your front bearings done, mate, you need your rear, but he didn't. He said they were absolutely fine, and sure enough, it passed its MOT. And the place where I got my MOT done, if you're ever in Dartford and you need an MOT done on your bike, I mean, what are the chances of that? Quite slim. But anyway, there's a place called Maze, I believe it's on Dartford Road, and I went in there. I'll have to show you some pictures actually. I've never seen anything like it. I'm used to going to like Watling's Tyres, and they got all the latest gear, all the rolling roads and digital this and blah blah blah. It was essentially like a wooden shed on the back of a guy's house. I'm not lying. And I was looking on the floor thinking, well, how's he going to test the brakes? There's no rolling road. And he said to me, right, he was looking over the bike, really nice guy. I think they're either father and son or brothers that run the place. Really nice guy, really old school kind of, do you want a cup of tea, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, he said to me, right, I'm going to do the brakes. He said, can you sit on the bike for me? I was thinking, what's going on here? I said, yeah, of course. So I sat on the bike, and he pulled out these cables that were attached to what looked like a weighing scale from the 1920s, and he attached these cables to the front of the bike, and he said, right, pull the front brake for me. So I pulled it, and he yanks this wheel, and the cables pull the bike forward, and sure enough, I could feel the bike surging, like, you know, getting pulled forward, and he did it for the back brake as well. I'll have to show you a picture of this brake testing system. I took a pic of it. It's like, oh my god, it's from like the bloody, it's from the 1930s or something. And then the guy's actual shop, I wish I took a picture, but I didn't want to be rude, so this is a very you know, quaint shot. It looked like something kind of open all hours. You had the old-fashioned till, you know, all the old black and white pictures on the wall when I presume when he used to ride and things like that. Bloody hell, bloody hell, what's going on there? And yeah, it's really nice. A very old-fashioned service, you know, kind of one-on-one sort of thing. It was great. I shall definitely be going there again. Do your balls hang low? Can you swing them to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Do you get a funny feeling when they're swinging from the ceiling? Oh, you'll never be a sailor if your balls hang low.